Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. Just got done finishing a TV show called, was it Baby Reindeer? Is it Baby Reindeer? It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Where this guy meets this random woman who eventually starts stalking him because I guess he showed one sense of a nice gesture. Then he leaned into it, and shit started getting weirder and weirder, that like her actions, and he still kind of leaned into it, and then barriers were kind of crossed, and his attempts to get away from her actually ended up leaning more into it. This kind of continues throughout the entire show. Every attempt of him trying to get away from her, he ends up getting closer to her. Like, actually. Like, even the ending where, spoilers, by the way. The ending where, finally put her in jail, right? And got a 5-year restraining order or whatever the fuck. It's like, he's sitting around listening to voicemails from her, all 10,000 of them apparently, and like categorizing all of them. Like, he's actually learning to get it. He's learning more about her. He's getting to know her even more as he's supposed to be separating further away from her, physically, I guess. So every attempt he makes to get rid of her, he ends up getting closer, which is interesting. In the plot way, to me, it's like, mediocre. Some unrealistic shit happens, and some of the sensibilities about someone being gay and coming out of the closet, or someone being raped and telling people about it, or standards in society and all that shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I have to assume that the girl represented something within his own mind, or within his own psyche or heart, even. Like, aspects of him are being played out through this character, right? I think there's an old saying, I don't know if I'm going to remember this correctly, but it's something to the sense of your angels can look like your demons until you view them with a certain lens or scope. And I think that's what happens to Donnie at the end of the show. He's like, right, the threat is over. She's in jail. He's got the restraining order for him and for his parents. Hello? What? Anyways, he has the restraining order for him and his parents. So, okay, they're all safe. But, like, the threat isn't there. So he's not looking at it so much like this demonic force in his life. He's looking more at it like observationally, just looking at it. And then that's when he starts finding these little gems, not just about her, but about himself, like what he sees about her and why they're seemingly going to be connected. Where I assume, even though they left us on kind of a cliffhanger, I assume he's going to re-interact with her. So I'm like, this chick kind of represents like inner parts of himself, right? He didn't understand what, like, I don't even know what I'm into sexually. She got him off in like a second. Pause. He couldn't make people laugh. Her being a presence in the crowd helped him like smooth things over with the crowd and like start getting laughs, actually. He had to confront ideas that he hides about himself. Did I just get kicked from Discord? Okay, so anyways, yeah, this chick, like, sometimes with film or TV, internet's coming back, characters don't represent, they're not just people. You have to like kind of step out of that lens, just looking at it strictly as people.
He's still going.
Yes, I know my internet died, but I'm
No.
recording, so just
yeah.
kept recording, so I just kept going.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes in film and TV, the characters don't represent actual people. Like these would be absolutely unrealistic people. Let's be honest about this. Not just their life stories or like the things you see in front of you, like as a plot, like like Donnie's what we get to see of Donnie in just like 7 episodes of his life. Like it's absolutely seemingly unrealistic that all these things happen to this one person, right? So what writers will do is they'll use the characters as representatives or symbols for something that could be like a bigger or deeper concept, which I think is what they are attempting to do with the dynamic between Donnie and Martha. And kind of the other characters, but mainly Donnie and Martha, where he's like the protagonist and she's an aspect of him that he has to deal with. And like I was saying, your angels can turn into demons, can turn back into angels just by perceptions, psychologically perceiving something as, oh no, you exposed me. Oh wait, but now I get to be freely like this person. Like I'm not hiding from the world anymore. I get to live freely. But in the midst of it, it feels like some sort of daunting, I'm being tortured type of scenario. I'm going to tell your parents about this and about that. And like, I'm recording all our conversations. Everyone's going to know about you. Meanwhile, it's like, well, but that's the truth, though. Individuals need to confront the truth, as daunting as it is, in order to actually elevate or quote unquote evolve as people. So, yeah, I'm going to give them credit for that. Plot wise, I think there's things we missed out on, but it's definitely interesting symbolism for what it's worth. All right, just sat there talking for a bit. You guys want to say anything?
No, not really.
I kind of, I don't know, like you, I'm not as hard on the plot because I liked how they set it up in the beginning where, like, yeah, he meets the girl. It's like, I think the first 3 or 4 episodes, they set up his, conundrum with the girl Terry, with, his living situation, his comedy, and Martha. And then I think in one of the, I think it's 4 or 5, it all comes together like, oh, this is why I think it was 3, it might have been 3 or 4, where it's like, oh, this is why he's in the situation he's in. Like, I felt like that was a really good setup.
Okay.
Now they might have like faltered later on as to like allocation of time and plot, dialogue, those kind of things. But I did appreciate like how there was like a maze in the beginning. Like one episode's almost, it's almost like one episode is dedicated to each one of those things. It felt like, I could be wrong about that, but that's how it felt like. Where like there was like a lot of dedication, like when they like one like I'm like, oh, like they're that one of the episodes is just him explaining why he's a comedian, him explaining why he even like tried, like he's even where he's at in London or whatever, like explaining all these things. Like he moved from, what was it, Scotland?
Yeah.
Try to go to the big city. And it all, I don't know, I liked how it all interweaved. Like even when he met Martha, it was all like these little like he liked the attention. It seemed all intentional, very intentional, and like well thought out intentions.
Oh yeah.
By whoever made this.
Oh yeah.
And then like and then as it went on, it became more like soap opera.
Well, even that one episode that I thought was filler wasn't actually filler. That's the rape with the
Yeah, that's
writer.
what I'm saying. Yeah, it wasn't filler.
So I'm like, all
But
right.
at the same time, I felt like conclusions to those things did feel like filler in a way.
What do you mean?
That makes any sense. Like the way, like it was, I felt like the execution was kind of sloppy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like how, I think like I told you, like, yo, like True Detective season 1, the journey to get to the conclusion is better than the conclusion itself. That's how this felt almost. in certain ways. Like the aspect of Martha, like really being like you're saying, like your demons come as you like, and she's revealing like, yo, she's a part of you, or you are her, she is you. That part, like, yeah, that was cool. But all the other parts, like, even his interaction with like the sexual assault person, the person that is sexually assaulted, even that felt like it was like kind of milk warm, not for me. It was milk warm, not really.
Well,
Um,
we don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
We're like kind of left
Is there,
hanging.
I don't think there's a season. Is there a season two? You think there's a season two coming in this? I thought this was.
There shouldn't be. They
That's what
shouldn't
I'm
be.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I would say I'll take an episode 8, but I won't take a season 2. Like we watched 7 episodes, and we don't know. Like he got right. He keeps doing these things where he goes through. Like he clears the room, or he cleans his closet out, right? No pun
Yeah.
intended. And then he ends up back in trouble again, right? He gets back in trouble by he's hanging out with the fucking writer guy again, and all that trauma started building back up in him. And then he went to the voicemail tapes with Martha, and he felt more comfortable. Like, oh, here's where she's complimenting me. And then he listened to the ones he didn't listen to before, and then you hear the where the baby reindeer that she keeps saying comes from.
Yeah.
Both are left unconcluded because you don't know if he's going to go back to that writer or not. You don't know if he's going to find her baby reindeer doll and bring it to her while she's in jail or some shit like that. Like, we don't know. It's kind of left wide open. But if they're going for the symbol thing,
even the conclusion of like it's almost like the story wanted you to think they were gonna end up together at the end.
Partially, yeah.
And then like he's like he basically sends her to jail. It's like, oh, that's kind of it's kind of bad taste.
Well,
As a storyteller, I feel like that was bad taste. It's not like she was murdering anybody. She did it like she inferred that she might stab somebody, but it was like I feel like it was. I'm a fucking sick fuck. I feel like that's tongue in cheek.
it's true love, man. True love.
So, I know. Yeah, like sometimes you got it's a playoff. You gotta let them play, bro. You gotta let them play a little.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, or like you were saying, like the plot kind of leaves you hanging, but
Yes.
the symbolism is there. Like I feel
I
complete in that regard. Like he relies on her.
Yes.
Like,
but at the same time, he relies on her. But then I don't know. It's like, well, unless they're saying like because I look at scenarios like I look at shows that did it a little better, like the night of right when the kid leaves Michael Kenneth Williams.
mm-hmm.
It's like he leaves the jail, and it's like, oh, like yo, dude, you belong in this jail with this guy. He felt like that's how you feel, like you belong side by side to this person now. Like, you're tethered to this person, and I feel the same way about this situation. But it's like in both instances, like, oh, now you're like, but it's like almost no. In the night of, it's almost like it's like no fault of your own. Whereas this guy's like, it's all your fault. You guys aren't tethered.
Yeah.
Through no fault of your own, you're like you guys are separated now. But in this shit, it's like, yo, dude, like you kind of just.
He was screaming that in the show. He was talking to his girlfriend Terry, right? He's like, "It's not my fault. Is this my fault? It's not my fault." But then when he does the little soliloquy on the stage during his act, he's like, "It is my fault.
Yeah,
I did it. Like I'm playing a large role in this."
Then you think like that's like a turning point. Like, nah, like you can't. But there's that plot is still there. That thing's still there. Where not. So I thought it would end. I gotta get rid of her. This and that. I guess they wrote it because it's like you know what I mean. They write it in where she's like harassing his parents or whatever. Like so whatever. So at the end of the day, it's the way they wrote it. It's the way they wrote it. So everything's the way they write it. But yeah.
If they would have did like a like
It's
Joker.
like a cop out.
If they would have done like Joker talking about like we're destined to do this for, like with between Donnie and Martha, like oh we're destined to do
Yeah,
this forever. The end plot would land more, but all we're seeing in him is getting clear, then getting back in trouble, then getting clear, then getting back in trouble, and it's like, is this supposed to just keep going? Is that the symbol you're going for, or is it like what is it? Do you want us guessing what the plot's going to be at the end? That's why I think it falls short a little bit plot wise.
well, it falls short because then remember, two more callbacks: Mister and Mrs. Smith and Beef,
Yes.
where their conclusion is like, oh no, we're one now. In both those shows, we're one.
Yes.
Whereas this show, it's not. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like that. I guess it's different. It's different.
If
I don't know.
no, I agree with you, man. If they're gonna go to symbol route like that, you gotta conclude it, I guess, symbolically. Like I said, either tell us like we're just meant to do this. We're gonna be back and forth forever, or like you said, like oh we realize we're meant for each other or something, and whatever, some sort of conclusion happens from that. Like they kind of left us hanging uh,
Yeah,
to connect the plot to the symbols. So, but it's still a good show. It's still quality.
I enjoyed it.
I'm
Yeah, I
glad I
enjoyed
watched
it.
it. I'm glad I
Yeah,
watched it.
I enjoyed it. It's really, yeah, it was really interesting. At first, I'm like, "What's going on?" But no, even at first, I enjoyed it because it was like they were being very literal about the situation, about
Yes.
Martha, like her circumstances, and him. They were being more coy about him. Actually, they were like really leaning into Martha
And
and being coy about all the fucked up shit he was dealing with.
there was a fair amount of oh shit moments throughout this show.
Yeah,
It's like oh shit.
yeah, it's a very entertaining show.
Yes, it will. I'm not going to speak for anyone, but it will hook you. I'm pretty sure. Whoever's
Yeah.
watching this review, it'll get you. All right, let's go to grades. What you got for a grade?
I guess like a 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
It's decent. It's decent. It could have been way better, but I almost say that like in disappointing fact because it's like, oh no, like I really enjoyed the show, but it was like you said, plot wise, a lot of like yeah, didn't make sense.
And I assume you recommend for others to
That,
go check it out.
strong, highly recommend.
Uh, I agree with the recommendation, and my score is. Oh, I'm gonna give it a 7. Like I want to give it a 7.95 out of 10. Out of 10, bro. It's like
Yeah.
almost like where it's like okay, like this is one of those shows that like once you
It's
crack the
right
8
up.
level, it's like this is rewatchable. This is share it with everyone. Which it's there like share it with everyone. Rewatchability though, it's like I've seen others deliver more with a plot next to it. Like that
I could
does
watch it again. I could watch it again one more time, bro.
I'd have to forget. This is not like for like everywhere, everything all at once. Where I'm like, I can watch this, tomorrow. Like it's not like that for me. This is like I have to forget I saw that. Like, man, what was that show? What happened in that show? What was that thing that we were reacting to? Oh shit! Like I need to like when I forget to that point, then I'll like want to rewatch it. But tomorrow, like fuck no. Like nah. Like I got the show. I get it. I remember the plot lines and all that shit, but and it isn't soaking wet with the symbolism shit to where it's like fuck I need to go back and read decode this movie like what did I miss what symbols did I miss here or there. I don't think it's that, not the Da Vinci Code of comedic dramatic TV shows. So but it's close to it. Well, I'm 7.95. I rarely give out those the 9.5s, but I did today. All right, here's our review of Baby Reindeer. Go check that show out. Tell us what you think in the comments. Yeah. And don't listen to Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns or any of these fucking idiots.